back to Downtime Activities. Welcome back to the Devil of the West. Devils of the West. Welcome back.
There's at least one devil.
I'm telling the Devil of the West. Welcome back. But also, welcome back to watching Devils of the West. Our Deadlands Savage Worlds campaign, but it's my lore, so it's different weird. When last we left, these rootin' tootin' cowpokes were getting to the bottom of a little girl gone missing. At least trying to. Getting to the literal bottom, as in Harpentry, the carpentry place owned by a person with the last name Harper, you've heard some strange thumping in the basement and have found a kind of hidden away hatch.
Alright.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna immediately ready my my entangled gadget, so that way if something tries to run, we can capture it.
Well, Harpenter, you got a key for this?
Shit, there's nothing down. You don't need to concern yourself with that.
Well, you just let us.
Is there a well-timed thump after that?
Not at the moment.
Listen, Mr. Harper.
At least, look.
We can do
at
this.
least the Mayor of Rascatoon and Spears. Once we figured out that they were hiding something, at least they just tried to kill us. They didn't just stand there continuing to repeat that they don't have a basement and that there's nothing down there.
Listen,
He's in shock.
Mr. Harper, I'm just gonna say this once. We can either get the key and we can open this, no problem, or you're gonna have to replace another hatch. Now, by my understanding, you're probably not gonna like having to replace another hatch.
Grimes, I think you could just pick the lock.
I'm outside trying
He's
to
outside.
At that, make a shooting roll.
Yeah! Shoot, I'm getting my damn squirrel. Alright.
If this was the Star Wars system and I had Force or like Destiny points to spend, I would 100% give you a red. Just because I want there to be a chance of you fucking up. But I can't do that because this is not that system.
You're
shooting to the D10.
Yeah.
I like to think
Sorry.
that he nails it, but there's no
Really,
skill.
this was the
You're
one
right.
Yeah, it's
time in
4
life.
ranks, right? So.
Damn
The highest is a 3, yeah. Highest is a 3.
So, you're
Unless
kind
you
of
want
like
to spend a
lined up
penny,
out here.
you could spend a penny.
I'm gonna spin a penny.
Please spend a penny on this. Burn your pennies on shooting squirrels.
It's a 5.
5. So there's like this. There's not a squirrel, but a little bird kind of lands on a log nearby. And you quick draw and you hit it. It skims across the back and it kind of flips and falls over. You guys hear a gunshot out back.
Is he shooting animals again?
Grimes!
You see Grimes putting like the gun back in the holster going, fuck yeah.
What?
No shooting your gun in city limits. Now get in here.
You ain't the boss.
I grab my I literally am.
Square number 5 is grab a track.
You ain't the boss of that.
Go pick that lock over there. I close the door.
Okay.
Unless you're gonna give me the key, Cecil.
He's like, no, Jimmy, don't. If you're looking for the girl, she ain't down there. I don't know where she is. Just don't go down there.
Mister.
What is down?
What is down there?
Ain't nothing you need concern yourself with.
Now I'm just gonna pick the lock because I'm curious.
Look, best case scenario.
I die.
Well, no. Unrelated to you picking the... Well, sort of related to
Is it a skullduggery or what is it?
Thievery.
Thievery.
Now, best case scenario, he's got a bear down there for some reason. Much more likely,
Thank you.
it's...
A werebear.
Well, I was going to say something supernatural, but the professor's standing right
You
there.
pick it up? You pick it
Oh,
up?
is this in character? I thought you were out of character.
You pick it
Out of character, what do you think it is?
Out of
Open the
character?
hatch.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Something
You open the hatch and you can
Oh.
see there's like a little like angled step. It's basically a ladder. It's like an angled ladder, but like kind of step way down to
Is it
the
dark?
basement. It seems like it's lowly lit.
Okay.
Lowly lit.
Lowly.
It's lowly lit. in
Well,
Lowly
James
Lit is the name
Mohan,
of your
ladies
next
first.
NPC or D&D
there.
character.
Lola lit. Lola litten.
Grab a lamp, maybe?
I'm gonna
I assume this fella has a lantern.
I'm gonna grab my upgraded stun grenade to be
And
ready.
he's like, and you kind of go and start heading down there, and he's like, he's just a boy. As you kind of glance down, and you see roughly 7.5, 8 feet tall, hunched over in this basement, a humongous, bulbous humanoid. It looks like a human, but he's big, he's bulky, he's kind of misshapen and misformed, he's super hunched, and he's got kind of, his eyes are large and spaced far apart. Think kind of
Sloth.
kind of Hunchback of Notre Dame, but like big and hulking and bulky.
We've got a Templar monster hunting manual that we've had translated and at least partially read through. Does this ring any bells?
This doesn't really ring any bells to you from that you've seen?
Is there anything within the medical book, like with
Gigantism, maybe?
Like that's the only thing I was thinking.
Elephantitis?
Gigantism mixed with elephantitis? What a combo.
Oh, that sucks.
And then the door opens up. The front door opens. And stepping in, you see a boy with an underbite so bad if it rained it'd make a puddle. Who the hell's shooting guns in my town?
Grimes, you're up.
Grimes just saw a squirrel. It's alright.
What are y'all doing there? The hell's that? You got a basement, Harper? And you see him just kind of like slump down and put his head in his hands.
We're just doing a little investigating
Look,
here.
if it'd been up to us, we would have left Buck Wild out of this.
Buck Wash?
Buck Walsh, it's a nickname.
What is it a nickname for?
For me!
What?
What?
Buck
This
Wash.
seemed like something what needs the sheriff, or at least his deputy involved. What's going on?
How about you go get the sheriff and we'll explain it?
You want to handle this
Yeah.
man with jurisdiction?
And you just kind of glance and you
Everybody up-
kind of
everybody
like
up.
this guy's kind of like slunk back into a corner and
Alright.
is like looking very nervously and scared at you guys.
Alright.
In my
Everybody out.
dead
Everybody
heart,
out. Everybody
I feel
out.
for this thing.
Everybody
Just
out of the
a
hole.
little
Everybody out of the hole? Are you?
I'm pulling everybody out.
Okay.
We're going back upstairs. Up close.
I kind of just like, man, he's got a disease. I toss in my watch. I have a little watch. I have a watch on me, so
Like
I just
pocket watch?
Yeah, I have a
Toss
pocket
it.
watch. I just toss it to him, like as a
Okay. Kind of like skitters away from it and looks at it. And as you like, as everyone kind of goes, if everyone does go up the stairs, you
Yeah.
can see him like this like big kind of this hand that's like wider than the forearm is, or excuse me, is like thinner than this bulbous forearm next to it is, kind of slowly reaching to grab it as you close this thing.
I mean, honestly, that the only reason he threw is just so you get a look at like the hand and how it looks.
Now, Mr. Harper, we've seen some odd shit. Well, werewolf in my case, pointing to the eye patch. A couple of were-coyotes. A couple of different mad scientists.
Oh, I mean, only one.
Vampires, ghouls. As Grimes continues to point out to giant naked cannibal women.
sexy.
What the hell are you talking about, lady?
Calm down there, Buckwheat.
Will knows a lot of words that start with buck.
And I'm willing to make up a lot more. So, do you mind explaining to us, on account of how, like I said, we have seen and dealt with some odd shit, what exactly is going on here?
You see him like his head down on his hands, and he looks up.
I don't remember you having any kids.
He's like, "You make Clint get out of here." He said, "Hey now, this is my town.
Listen, Buckmash, get out of here.
Guys.
You ain't got no right to tell. This is my town to keep the peace in."
It's not your town. You're second in command.
Okay.
Professor?
I'll take it as a personal favor if you just let me handle this.
Give me the persuasion. With the whatever.
Oh, you're so nice.
Oh, you know for a fact this fella's calling her dead fake.
I know, it's just
Whatever quest that is going to be a right.
4. That. I expect a full report, Ranger. And he turns and walks out, closing the door.
Deputy?
Are you happy now? I have to do paperwork.
You're gonna have to do paperwork.
I'm gonna make you
regardless.
do it.
I mean, fine, but you're gonna get a lot of smart-ass remarks.
No one's going to understand a word of what that report says if you have him write it.
That's fair.
Every word's going to be 4 syllables long.
Yeah.
I didn't know there could be that many.
Yeah. Plot twist, there's one with 6.
Cecil kind of. Thank you. Now, you know, some years back when Clara died in childbirth, Well, what I told everybody was her and the baby died. That ain't fully true, as you can see. As far as I understand...
That's your wife?
As far as I understand, the baby, Freddie, kind of gesturing towards the hatch, killed her on the way out. What, because of his size?
He does.
Man.
He does suffer from... Looks like he's suffering from gigantism.
Whatever he's suffering from, it ain't natural, it ain't right. He came out damn near as big as a teenager, and he's strong, but he just don't understand. I try to help him understand, but he just don't understand.
Have you tried taking him for walks?
Now, how old's your boy? Now, how old is this boy?
He's 8 years old. Huh?
I'm helping him out because he wouldn't know.
The layup.
And how long? And oh no, never mind. Because it's been 8 years if his wife has died. Never mind.
How long ago did your wife die? He's 8. You're gonna make me relive the death of my wife again? You son of a bitch.
Does he try to sneak out a lot? Break out?
He don't he's got a heart of gold. He just don't understand. And that's why, well, it was...
Did he kill her?
It was a terrible accident. He didn't mean to do nothing. It's just, when I wasn't around, I knew I always try to be around. I wasn't around. I think the little girl must have hurt herself on wood pile out back. Whenever he hears someone crying or something, he hears even animals making noise. He gets worried about it. He thinks people are hurting.
It's a good thing
He
you
wants to
got
try and
covered up
help
that
him.
bird.
Yeah. I think he trying to help her, but I don't reckon he knows exactly how to do that.
Well, that's a tough one.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's just a boy. He don't understand. He didn't mean nothing.
Curse or something, maybe?
Did you bury the body?
I did.
Do we have anything in our new freshly bound monster hunting manual about breaking curses, I guess?
Hey, it could be just the disease, you know?
It's true.
Maybe we can tell the family that she...
There is stuff about, like, breaking curses. Most of them being, like, specific, like, pagan curses and, like, what the effects are. None of them line up with what's going on here as far as, like, the nature of the curse. But there's different rituals, stuff, and, like, prayer. It's all very religious. It's all very, like, prayer-focused and, like, specific passages you read and specific things that are supposed to lift curses.
Well, Jeffress, you give that a shot. I say, handed him the monster hunting manual.
I'm going to need you, as he presents this holy symbol to you, to go ahead and roll me a spirit.
He hisses, turns into a cloud of bats, flies at the chimney.
Can I open my medical book and like see if
explodes.
something?
Should we tell the family that she just got ran
Hey,
over or something?
Tim, there is like a moment where like you reflexively step back from the Bible as you see him like flinch away from it, but then you like are able to gather yourself and take it from him.
I mean, you're just the most religious of us. I figure you get the best shot of this, unless we want to go back to Conflict City and get Brother Benji.
What
Just fly him out here.
What do I read? What? Just
There's a lot of like different passages that are kind of that they say like you read this if you're getting rid of this like possession or this curse from a witch or whatever. Is there like a specific style of one you're wanting to try and read?
I mean, if we can just find kind of a commonality between, like, the stuff about breaking curses, just kind of try
Was
that.
there any sort of like grudge in the family or someone that would put, I don't know, the evil eye on you or something?
I don't think so. I mean, look, you know Clara. She don't know her kin.
Oh.
Which family?
She don't know.
More specifically, she didn't know.
Jesus! The dead wife again. Didn't know your wife is dead. Correction. Your wife is dead.
There's an old Draxus.
Okay, I just wanted to mention, I did not say that in character. I was making a point out of character.
Nope. That's not how it works.
Can I open it as like...
Sometimes it's too funny.
Did she ever mention, like, maybe the area where
Did
she
you
came
not
from?
hear? She didn't know.
She grew up in an orphanage.
Orphanage?
Mm-hmm.
Around here?
In Kansas.
In Kansas?
A little further south than here. A little further east, too.
I'm gonna...
A little bit higher. Kind of crooked.
Thanks. I'm gonna open up the medical book and just kind of look at...
Okay.
See if...
What you can find that's related would be gigantism and elephantitis, neither of which are curable, and both of which tend to kill people in their early adulthood.
Can I look to see if I notice anything about loneliness or a strong need to help, or just bastardization or being a bastard or something like that?
In the monster hunting book, or
Yeah.
there's not really anything there's not really anything in this book that seems to directly relate to whatever this kid is.
Okay.
There's nothing you can find that relates to it by a curse, and unless he's it talks about more abomination monster sort of things, but they're unholy creatures from the hells. Excuse me, they're their own creature. They're not somebody born wrong. It could be something like a possession or demonic presence or something like that inside the boy. There's some stuff about that, but it doesn't. There's no direct one-to-one anywhere in the book that makes sense.
Nothing's lining up with this being a kind of monster or anything, because the boy has a need to help those who
So I
are
don't think
hurting.
it's demonic.
The only...
I'm Professor Bogus and his professional professor opinion. It's just a disease, and he just needs to be helped along, which is what Harper is doing.
If we think this is a curse, though...
There ain't no such thing as curses. I kind of whisper that way.
Is there any strange-looking people around here that might...
Have you found
You haven't noticed anyone with crooked nose and big pointy hat.
Have you found an axe lodged in your doorway?
No big twirly mustache.
Scratch isn't
Are
standing
they
in the corner twiddling his fingers.
Spindly and Norman-y,
There's no one spindly by the name of Norman here that you've met.
I'll give him $20 more.
I mean,
Now can the boy speak?
He seems to understand, but he can't much speak only a few words.
I'm just wondering I know nothing about gigantism or anything, but this seems beyond that. Just strength and size.
Gigantism,
and
you would know from the medical side of things, right? If this boy is overly strong, that doesn't really line up with gigantism or elephantitis.
I just wonder
That is the one thing that just doesn't match with this, is the unbridled ability to break down two locked doors, a hatch, and then another door.
I just wonder if curse is the only thing that comes to my mind. I don't know if I don't want to speak ill of the dead, especially when it's dead we didn't know. But if she, made a deal with
The devil?
That's great.
it could be, or a witch or something, or
Claire weren't no witch.
family maybe.
Well, we don't know.
Is it family maybe? Then
It would explain her
Maybe
being an
we
orphan.
should talk to the orphanage. See if they have the record of who dropped her off.
Probably not.
Claire went back, I know, trying to find out who her parents were and wasn't able to learn anything of.
Dead in
Or at
there.
least nothing she told you. No offense.
He just looks sad and dejected.
We're trying to help here.
Sorry about your dead wife.
Grimes says, clapping him on the back.
Everybody
Don't look at it this way. You're single. Let's go drinking.
Hey, I can get you so many ladies. Don't worry about it.
How long a ride is this orphanage?
I mean, a couple days probably.
Well, then I guess I could ride down there at least. You're stuck in town.
This is one of those classics. Is this a problem we can solve? Because unfortunately, there are some problems that you just can't solve.
We're D&D characters. We find tabletop RPG characters. We find a dumb, convoluted, Rube Goldberg machine way to circumvent the rules that Erickson has written in order to solve the quest.
Okay, so I'll go with you to the orphanage. I kind of look at Mohan. How the hell are we going to explain this to the Sampsons?
I mean, we could just say we didn't find nothing.
Now, yeah, I mean, Grimes also still badly injured.
True.
More time to rest.
Cecil's
Be
like,
bad.
you can't tell anybody in town. If they know about my boy, they'll want him dead.
We understand.
I can't lose Freddy.
And
Of course, he's the only.
and you're
You have.
you.
Yeah.
So I guess you put your marriage back together and put the fence
be
back
hanging out in
together
your
because
guest
it's the only
bedroom.
thing Cecil will talk about. And yeah, a couple of us will go. See if we find anything in the orphanage. We've got a little bit of time to kill anyway, so.
Fair enough. I'll get Grimes here to help me put the fence back up.
Damn.
Jeffress being the godly man he does, he throws out a quick prayer for the boy just to see what happens. He prays for healing.
You can go and roll me a spirit.
Yeah, I was gonna say do a spirit because you're vampires.
Yeah, you gonna burst into flames?
6 explodes.
I guess not.
11.
11. You don't know if prayer won't work here, or if God simply is not having open ears to you, but your prayer doesn't really, nothing changes, and you don't notice anything change, and also you just even with like you feel a little bit of something off when you're trying to do it.
Yeah, prayer didn't work. Just
You
like
always
most
kind of felt
prayers.
like a warmth in that kind of a situation. It's less that you feel something bad, it's more you feel a lack of something good. Interesting.
Has it been this way since he's been sick?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what he's
Yeah,
feeling.
I don't know.
This is all inside his head. You feel one other thing. There. The rumblies. You feel hungry.
Uh-oh. He's got the rumblies that only hands will satisfy.
He's gonna go eat that.
Mohan.
He's gonna go eat that teenager.
If anything, I'm the best target for that. I don't think I taste very good though.
Oh yeah, you're probably.
You might have that curdled blood.
He's gonna have to find something to eat.
Or an animal. Hey,
I guess
Tyre did shoot a bird. You go.
Talking with the vampire dude. Does it work on animals?
The governor?
Oh yeah, the governor.
Governor Herman Lancaster. I have to check my note for that. He's that important.
Wow. Jeffress ain't from
When he was talking with you, he said that any blood will do, but human blood will do best. That not being human blood can usually hold you over, but it's not the same.
I'm just saying.
So it's like
he did
McDonald's?
Grabs did hit a bird.
Did Clara have a maiden name? Probably one the orphanage gave her. Anything?
They didn't give names to the kids with any last names.
Sheesh.
Oh.
What a bunch of assholes.
What kind of orphanage is this?
I don't know.
It's like
A Kansas.
Let's go rough up some. Let's go.
a jam-packed one. That's what it was.
Let's go punch some nuns and shake up an orphanage.
Yeah.
Separate events.
The
Damn,
nuns
you
weren't
guys gonna go
attached to
see
the
some
orphanage.
nuns?
We just
You just need to let out some steam.
we just rode into
Come
town
over
raising
here, you
hell.
holy penguin. I'm gonna teach you a lesson.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old lady? I love the young people.
Peace be with you. And violence be with you, the holy demon.
May we force it in you.
Man, I guess we're heading out of town.
I'll ask Grinsley, you shoot anything?
Yeah, bird. What?
For no reason, just
Yeah, I'm a pretty good shot.
just trying to.
Hey,
know
Graham,
what kind of
come with
ruckus
this
is
fence.
going
Okay.
I feed.
So,
He's just
Give me a stealth.
He's snacking on a bird like it's a
Stealth.
corn on the cob.
Is that at a -2?
You're daylight.
Stealth?
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh.
0.
Typing. Menacing.
Yeah. Type.
It's the
give me a perception as well.
It's the whistling.
Interesting.
It's the whistling for me.
You mean notice?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, there's no perception.
Player makes a stealth roll to do something weird. DM quietly
6.
types notes in the background.
6? You're sitting there, like, kind of eating on it. And it's like, at first you're like it's kind of gross, raw burn. You're like, but as, like, the blood touches your lips, like, you can't help yourself but voraciously feed off of this dead bird. And you hear, like, a kind of, and you kind of, like, look over your shoulder, and you can see the kind of, like, sweaty brow of a man with an underbite so bad it causes a puddle, kind of duck back around from the side of this building.
Oh my god.
Your first victim.
Yeah, I said, can I help? Can I help you,
Buckwash.
Can I help you, Mr. Buckwash?
There's no response.
I'm about to go kill him later. He's seen too much.
I guess throw the birds into the trees and then the bird into the trees.
Deputy Buckwash gone missing. Took us all week to notice. He's gone missing.
It's been rather quiet around here.
Lady at the bar was happy to be rid of him, but lost half her business.
Professor Bogus makes a comment. Well, I thought it was really peaceful without the scent of ignorance around here.
You really did not like that guy.
Professor Bogus just likes being an asshole.
For Grimes' medicine checks, with a healing, can I make a new healing check on him at the week?
I think it has to be natural healing at that point.
Yeah, so like healing
We
checks
get
are
3
for
bennies?
first aid.
Gotcha.
Do we get
Because like
3 bennies?
part of
Yes,
the
3
like
total for each session.
part of
So
the
2
like
sessions.
that healing roll every week is a modifier that's taking into account like whether or not you're getting medical attention.
Gotcha. Fair enough. I just wanted to
Changing
see
out
if I could-
bandages.
Because I would have offered to do a healing check on him because I have the healing book, but that book only works in
That's like
battle
a,
phases.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just
Punch him.
Yeah.
All right.
Give him a new wound and then heal the new wound you need.
But roll so well, you heal all his old.
Right.
That's right.
I mean, Jared rolls really well.
That's true. Guess we're me and the professor. I have to spend like 4 or 5 days alone with the professor.
Eating that bird's blood, it's like eating Chinese food, where it's like it's good, but it doesn't really satisfy long term. You're not like rabidly hungry afterwards, but it's like a hollow fullness.
It's like
I go with these guys, by the way, to
To the orphanage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he can't leave the little lady alone with Professor for extended periods.
well, I probably ought to get out of town for a little bit.
The two of you going back to your
that'll
house
let
and
the
fixing the
rumor
fence.
mill propagate
All right.
while you're gone.
I'm not going to make you really roll anything for this. Just tell me what does it look like to you fixing the fence? As far as like, if you're promising Cecil that you're going to do everything you can to help his boy, then he'll like help supply lumber and stuff like
that's
that
nice.
for you.
Grimes is just off in the corner
What is the
complaining.
conversation you two have fixing the fence? What is it like?
I don't want to work.
All right,
Let me
I'll hold
go.
this up. You put the nails in.
Why I gotta do that?
Huh? Because I just have terrible eye-hand coordination. I'm all thumbs.
Thumbs. You got weird hands.
Grimes considering what his hands would look like if it was only thumbs.
All of those, huh?
Gross.
You know, I saw something like that in the circus. They called it a monkey?
A monkey? That's basically what the conversation sounds like.
There's really not a lot of smarts in there.
Alright.
Go ahead and roll me coordination or whatever. Is there anything that's agility based? Is athletics agility based?
Yes.
Go ahead and do athletics.
Hey!
Yeah, rank of that.
D4 to D6.
Come on, do it. Give me a new pair of shoes.
0.
2.
Or 2.
Still minus 2, right? So 2, you're functionally going to be able to finish this fence, but it's like every other nail you hammer in is hitting your finger. Got it. And it's sloppy, and the fence is functional, not nice looking, but you guys are able to get it done.
See, my athletics would have been at a -4. So,
That's why you're just leaning against it so it doesn't fall over.
yeah, exactly.
The three of you are going to do a couple days ride to this orphanage. We'll kind of breeze through the ride. It's nothing particularly interesting is going to happen during it.
We don't run with Skeet. We don't run into
Scratch.
yeah. I almost called him Skeeter.
We don't run into Scratch, but we do run into a guy called Skeeter.
Who's much scummier than Scratch. Skeeter sucks. So you guys arrive outside of this. It looks like it's kind of a church, also orphanage. And you can hear a lot of what sounds like kids running around causing ruckus.
As kids do.
As kids do.
Ask the nearest adult who's in charge around here.
Okay. There's plenty of holy penguins walking around here, and she eventually brings. She if you ask like who's in charge around here, she's like, "Are you looking to adopt?"
We actually are hoping to look through some old records. We're working with the Texas Ranger up in Dodgerton. We got sent down here to look into somebody who might have been adopted here some years back.
Well, we don't keep records of any of the kids. Most of them end up on our doorstep, dropped off without any records to keep.
Do you have
Still doesn't mean
anything?
they couldn't, keep their own ledger.
Do you have anything with like the names of kids who have come and gone from here?
I mean, as folk, we mostly just take care of the kid. We don't really keep close records of any of the kids coming and going here. How long ago was this kid adopted?
Hear that's
Well,
He's probably...
you can just take them.
They won't even notice they're
You will get a sugar high like you have never had in your entire life.
0 paper trail for murdering that child.
Skeletons. What'd you use for mortar? Was it orphans? You have to tell us if it was. It was orphans. Let's. I mean, it probably would have been 30 years ago.
She did
Something like that?
She did pass away recently.
She passed away 8 years ago or
8
something.
years ago, but she had come here prior, looking for some records.
Yeah. Do you have? Is there anyone who's?
Only one old enough to have been there that long ago would be Sister Ethel.
Could you point us in her direction?
I'll bring her to you.
I appreciate it.
She leaves after she comes out. You can see her like walking very slowly, kind of hand under the arm of this very old, kind of doddering
You're gonna give
lady.
this lady a heart attack.
She's got small circular spectacles on.
Well,
and
I'm
you can
hoping
see
to
like
not go into
a
too
tiny
many
bit of
details.
curly red hair peeking, like a little strand here and there, kind of reddish gray hair peeking out from underneath this kind of cap.
Oh, fire crotch.
Jesus Christ.
Thank God Grimes in there. This nun comes up. Yes. Carpets match the drapes.
Then the nuns shot him. I think they've taken a vow of non-violence or something, but they shot him.
I got a Jerry Matrix. Don't aspirate. We don't want any of that.
He's really struggling over there.
And she's gonna.
Yeah, once I settle down with it. I gotta stop looking at Jerry. Yeah, we're We're working with a Texas Ranger up in Dodgerton. We were trying to find some information on a girl who was adopted here probably 30 years ago or so, named Clara.
Clara. I remember every kid who comes in and leaves this place. I remember her. No one ever adopted poor Clara. She was here for quite some time. She left when she was just a young woman. Make her own way.
You know anything about her, where she comes from, her family or anything?
Well, she was dropped off on our front step just one rainy night.
The bat flew by and dropped her off.
That's right. A demon stork.
A dork.
A dork. That's stupid.
This side quest was the best one we've ever done.
I can't look at it.
She says,
Oh, I'm crying.
from what I've heard, I wasn't the one who picked her up, but she was dropped off here. It was in the middle of the night, like I said, one rainy night, and most kids are dropped swaddled in a cloth in a basket or whatever. Whoever dropped her off did so in a hurry.
You ever hit the front door?
Car drive by. They never even.
Yeah, I was about to say, the clatter of hooves, something hit the front door. Good lord. Good child.
Good lord.
Drive-by baby.
Don't see that every day.
Most everybody who drops a child off here does so in the night like that, but they can set the baby down. They can take their time. They can make sure the baby's going to be all right. And on a night like that, anyone who cares enough about their child to give them up to an orphanage would care enough to wrap them in a blanket. Almost seems like they were running from something, or didn't have the time.
Any
She was near froze to death by the time we got to the front door.
odd history in this town? Anything that seems out of place?
People tell their stories, but nothing substantial.
Well, we take even rumor at this point.
Rumors about anything?
Everyone
Rumors
talks
about somebody riding by on a horse and throwing babies.
There's the headless horseman, and then there's the horseman with a hopeless amount of babies who just keeps trying to get rid of all these babies that keep showing up in his arms. She says, just nothing that's not a ghost story you haven't heard in any town.
We're just, as strange as this might sound, man, we're trying to figure out if somebody might have put a curse on her or something like that.
I'd say if anything, somebody has blessed that child. She was always very bright, and the fact that she was able to make something of her life with a start like that, from what I understand, she married a young man. So hope they have a young family maybe now at this point.
Well,
This is getting far too sad.
Yeah. For as goofy as these sessions are, they're also this is some emotional dark shit.
This is some shit.
I'm just not sure what other questions to ask.
How big are her boobs?
Get out of
She's
here.
been dead 8
This
years,
is why
guys.
Grimes goes and puts
Yep.
fences up
Yep.
instead of
Yeah.
questioning.
Well, it's about
Okay.
the
I know the nun.
When she was here in the orphanage, how'd she get along with the other kids?
She kept to herself mostly.
Kept to herself. She
was nice, just quiet.
do a lot of reading, anything out of the ordinary with.
We teach all the kids to read and write as best we can.
She a quicker learner than the rest of them?
She was a bright kid. Not abnormal, but certainly smart.
Did you find her in a circle of candles with a pentagram drawn in blood by any chance?
That's why you're not here either.
Get out of here, Mohan.
If that's even your real name.
It's not.
Spoiler alert.
You don't even know who you are.
By chance, can you? I am not one who believes in most ghost stories, but in this instance, would you mind at least explain to me the gist of what the local ghost story here is?
There's not a local ghost story. What I'm trying to say is there's no talk here of anything that you wouldn't hear in any town. There's not a local legend of somebody dropping babies off, that's for sure.
Sounds like a
I
dead
think
end.
we really asked all we can for this.
All I know is whoever dropped that girl off did so in a hurry.
Like the devil was after him.
I think at this point we just need to go regroup or something.
Yeah.
Tell the man we're sorry for disturbing him and remind him several times about his dead wife.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's anything else we can, apart from like an exhaustive search of this town that Erickson hadn't prepared. I don't think we're going to learn anything. So you should probably just head back for now. Appreciate your help, man.
Of course. If you see her, give her my best.
Of course.
I'll take
You'll see her before we do.
Why you're not there?
I'll take $3.15 in my hands and kind of put it in her hand and be like, for the children. And
What an oddly specific. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right.
Everything is appreciated.
Writing in, did I notice a mortuary of some sort?
No, I mean,
There gotta be.
you can steal
there's
a
a
kid.
small town around here, but you didn't see like a mortuary as a part of this place.
Okay. Yeah,
Hopefully not a whole lot of kids are dying.
I'm just saying, you could go.
Have you
Still, like, so much gruel
seen
going around.
any Ghost Adventure episodes about any like kids ever? They're always dying. Oh my
Kids
God.
always be dying.
Always
There
dying.
very well could be one in the town nearby here, but
I reckon probably I won't stay in the town instead just ride back, but I don't know.
Spend the night here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably be smart.
This clear can traumatize a child.
Or none.
Or none, or
let's do
Some
none.
unnamed NPC.
Let's do nothing.
None of the children. Don't do any of them. I choose none.
Is this a Catholic orphanage?
Who's I ask? Inbred straw hat shows back up.
How much money's for a room for the night?
Is each of you getting your own room?
yeah.
I don't want to sleep in the same room as other man.
The professor snores.
Yeah, badly.
He snores. He might stare at you in the middle of the night.
Look, I mean, just for like a dry, clean spot to lay your head, it'll be like 50 cents a night.
Okay, I'll pay
Just
for 8.
wakes up. Jeffress is just staring.
I will tip the doorman 25 cents.
Oddly specific.
You flip a quarter to the man standing near the door who's smoking a cigarette and he catches it. Thanks, mister. Drops the cigarette, puts it down, and starts walking away. Like, doorman, and flick it to him. He's just a dude who happened to be standing there. So you guys will get a night's sleep here.
Kind of sneaky out there tonight.
What you trying to do?
He's trying to feed.
I'm trying to see if there's anywhere where I can feed without hurting anybody. So, like, somewhere where there's
he's
dead
on.
people.
Give me a perception. Or notice.
He's dancing his cares away.
One does not.
9. You do find a funeral house, as well as you do find a pretty old-looking, like haggard drunk who's kind of passed out asleep in one of the nearby barns. They're like right outside, kind of looks like he's kind of fallen over into a hayfield or into a hay pile and fallen asleep.
I'm gonna kind of scope out the funeral dome.
It's the middle of the night at this point, so no one seems to be inside there at the moment.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like one. It seems like one that's just a funeral home and like mortuary. It's not like a residence attached to it. It's just the place of business.
We'll try to get in, I guess.
Okay, the front door's locked.
Any windows that might be creaked open?
Go ahead and just, you know what? Roll me a d4 and tell me what the number is.
4.
You find an unlocked window.
I'll try to creep my way through that.
Okay.
Kind of creep around and look and see where the dead bodies are.
Okay. Looking around, it's like just like a couple rooms. There's like really 2 rooms inside of this, and in one of the rooms you can see which kind of looks like the shape of a body with a blanket over the top of it, laying on a table.
I'll go look at it and see how fresh it is.
Pulling it open, it looks like it's an old person, probably died of a disease or of old age. The body is cold, but not rotten.
I will feed.
It's just the mortician. What a long day of work. I'm tired. I'll just lay down. I'll just lay down here. I'll just lay down here for a minute.
Are you trying to say that no mortician ever has taken a nap in the middle of the workday? I don't think
mortician
so.
probably. I mean, sorry for all our morticians. Probably creepy. You chose that job. You're probably kind of weird.
Oh yeah.
Feeding on this body. You don't feel good about it, but it seems like the body's fresh enough. The blood isn't super gross and clotted up yet, and it seems to satiate the hunger that you had.
It's like having a Big Mac and fries.
But one that's
But you got home 15 minutes late, so the Big Mac's
It is exactly like room temperature McDonald's fries. You're like, if these were warm, these would be the best fries. But since they're room temperature, they're mediocre to bad fries.
I'm just saying that if any of you motherfuckers tasted like fries, done.
I guess it would depend on how fresh the fries are at this point.
Then you tasted like fresh McDonald's fries.
Game over.
Yeah.
We'd have a scrap on site.
The one thing, and you're able to like pull the blank back over, there is like pretty clearly, the bite mark is there for you to be able to drain blood out of this person. There's not really any way for you to make up it, but
You just chop their head off.
blink it back over.
I'll just leave it. I mean, what are they gonna do? Trace it back to me?
Exactly.
It's that vampire that came into town the other day.
As your guys plan to head home the next day.
I think so.
Okay. While you two are busy, you're like nearing the end of a hard couple days of work, just about wrapping up the fence, and you're like kind of hammering the last couple of nails, and you hear, "Hey, Jimmy!" And kind of walking around, you see old Buckwash.
Yeah. Hey, Clint, what's up?
I got a question for you. Can we talk
Yeah, of course.
privately? No offense, mister.
Okay.
Okay.
First of all, is that whatever's going on with old
Yeah.
Harper dealt with?
Yeah, just a misunderstanding.
All right. I got a question for you. Those folk you travel with,
Sure.
how well you know them?
I mean, about
About as well as I know myself.
About as well as you
I
know.
know them like a That's so amazing.
I've been with them the last couple months. They seem all right.
That dark, grim one, quiet feller, holy man, I guess, seemed nice enough. How well you know him?
As well as I know the rest of them.
Something wrong with that feller. I saw him. Well, I feel weird talking back. I heard another ruckus going on around the house. I was waiting for y'all to finish whatever's going on with the carpenter, but I saw him like eating a bird, but not like, well, I'm gonna roast some pheasant and have some bird, like a fresh dead bird. He was going on it like a hog on slop. Raw bird.
He's on that raw food diet.
Yeah. Well, that is a little strange.
Look, nah, I'm willing to be adventurous in my cuisine choices, but that's just goddamn nasty.
It is pretty gross.
Has he got rabies or something? You
I
seen
don't
him
think
foam
so.
at the mouth?
I don't think so. Well, I'll chat with him about it. He's a nice enough feller, but yeah, you're right. He is a little weird.
Look, Jimmy, I'm just looking after our own around here. It's my job to keep this town and all its citizens safe, even the ones with got badges on. So, you be careful running around with folk like that. Unless you want to be his next weird bird snack.
I don't think he could if he wanted to be.
Well, I appreciate the concern, Clint. Glad that you're looking out.
Of course, you take care of yourself, man.
Senile old bastard.
Well, he takes his job seriously.
It's true. Yeah. He's doing his best to be a nosy son of a bitch. Granted, he's not off the mark here. In other circumstances, this could be a very dangerous individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In other circumstances, this is a very dangerous individual. You don't trust him.
He'd be very dangerous if he wasn't a party member and a player character. Then we'd have to curb stomp another vampire. But
because now he's
Well,
our
correction.
vampire.
The rest of us would have to curb stop another vampire. You'd probably have another heart attack.
well, yes. That's good. At least he talked to me instead of trying to shoot him, I guess.
How's this being housemates?
The number of times that I've had to smack Grimes on the back of the head for comments is you're gonna have a bump on the back of your head.
His wife's very pretty.
Oh, is she?
Grimes.
She's a regular Southern belle.
Grimes is probably due for a healing roll at some point.
That's right. At the end of this time, you will get to make another hero.
Not if I keep
So
smacking on the back of the head.
Does the pretty belle help me out with
She will murder you. I'm just saying.
Do you... I mean, you don't know anything about her. Do you ask your wife to help tend to your friend's wounds?
Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah, no, she doesn't do anything. You can't play Grimes and be mad at other players make that decision. So go ahead and make that bigger roll. How many wounds you got?
I got 2.
2. So it'll be a -2.
-2 to my bigger.
It's just a...
Bigger. It
it's
is
a D.
That's why it's
That's
so
why she still
bad.
has 2 wounds.
That's... Hey, my figure's only one higher.
And I think once again we've forgotten to subtract from any rolls that Grimes made.
Oh, snake eyes!
I'm gonna spend.
You can't bet it. You can't spend
Snake
it.
Snake eyes. You do notice one thing about him, about old Grimes there. Like, he kind of starts stinking a little during this time.
Grimes, you need a bath. I go fill up a bathtub. Yeah.
Okay, fill up a tub. Are you gonna go in there?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a notice. Just Grimes. Unless you're helping scrub his back.
I am not. So you have a 2d6. You dingus. Nope.
Nothing?
2.
You have a good bath, and that bath is done. You don't pay close attention, Sudsy. It's nice. Feel clean.
He's got an infection somewhere.
He's starting to turn.
Oh, he's my perfect. He can become my Frankenstein's monster.
No.
No.
And I assume
I'll pay
unless there's anything else you guys are doing, the other folk are gonna return back.
Yeah.
Well, we'll fill these two in on what little we learned. I kind of want to ask the Harpenter if
Cecil.
I chose this. I
um,
have to suffer those consequences.
man, we could have introduced him to the Hammer if we hadn't shot. The Hammer and the Harpenter.
I mean, you could still introduce him to the Hammer if you're really mad at him for his boy. What he did.
I want to ask Again, and like I'll tell him too what we learned. It's not like we learned something horrible necessarily. But I kind of want to find out if Clara had, you know, collection of books or just like personal effects I can glance through or anything like that. If he's held on to any of that. I assume he has. It doesn't seem like he's over the fact that his wife's dead.
My dead wife murdered.
He says, like, I mean, you can look through what we got. And if you go to, like, he'll take you back to, like, the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like his wife still lives there. Like, he hasn't changed anything. There's, like, a small closet, and her clothes are still hanging up in it. Like, this is a guy who clearly
In grief.
cannot bring himself,
Right.
even 8 years later, to, like, take things down.
I'm mostly looking for books.
Okay?
I mean, something like a journal would be good, but like, you know, just in case there's like a Witchcraft for Dummies book, or
A Ouija board.
Go give me notes.
Ouija board.
Or an investigation.
If there was a Ouija board,
No,
that'd be
no,
weird.
no investigation.
Because
It'd
it
be
was
research.
way
Research
before.
doesn't make sense, so give me a notice.
so we notice.
A Luigi
A
board.
Waluigi board.
Where do you get to the Ouija board?
Do you have to buy it from a vegan or something?
Or a witch.
Oh, there you go.
13.
13.
You're
You don't
hearing
find anything incriminating.
Suspiciously so.
Is it like? I mean, I guess no. If I don't find anything incriminating, I don't find anything incriminating.
You think that if there was something incriminating to find, you'd have found it, and you don't find anything. It seems like this was a woman who lived a fairly normal life.
She just got weird family history, I guess. I don't know what we can do here.
I don't think there's much we can do. We found the answer. The answer was just an unsolvable problem. It's like this poor
The problem
fella.
is, speaking to you without the Harpenter present,
Sure.
like, this son of his has already killed a person,
Yeah.
and it was like a 7-year-old girl,
Yeah.
and as much as it doesn't seem like that was intentional, and it doesn't seem like this kid's necessarily at fault, at least in most places around here, it's called murder.
I mean, you could call it manslaughter as well.
It's fair, but
Case
No,
on
it's a
hand.
little girl.
little girl slaughter.
That's
sounds
such a
much
worse
worse.
crime.
That
That is
sounds
such a worse crime.
much worse.
I mean, it's
Let's
not-
just refer to it as murder and split the difference.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not necessarily one to talk about being wanted for murder. Even though I was innocent of those charges. Well, that's
See?
not exactly. That's not
Exactly.
entirely.
You not murder one of those people.
The truth is complicated.
Sometimes things are great.
But yeah, it's just like I'm not necessarily going to be surprised if it doesn't happen again. And it may happen in a way that, unless we can find some sort of way to break whatever this curse is.
Let
If it
me
is
have
a
a
curse.
chat with the boy.
Like I said, it might happen again.
Everybody's like,
No. I'm pretty sure this medical book I have has some sort of psychology thing I could use on the boy to determine his mental state, and we can go from there.
you are sure of that.
Yes.
Yes.
So I mean, I know literally nothing about, apart from what we've read in our monster hunting manual about rituals or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just think that leaving the problem as it is isn't really us solving the problem, and sets somebody else up for getting manslaughtered.
Well, the issue.
Unless we can come up with a way to actually
The issue is there just isn't a way to, like, as I understand curses, it's something kind of specific. You know.
The other problem here is your buddy Buckwheat. Obviously, you have told him to let you handle this, but I don't necessarily, especially the way he drinks, I don't necessarily give it great odds that word of this doesn't get out anyway. Like, I feel like this problem needs to be solved one way or another. I'm not necessarily advocating for Grimes. I'm not necessarily
Is
advocating
this
for
conversation
that.
just between the two of you or is it with everybody?
Yeah, I think it's just, at the moment, it's just between the two of us. I'm not necessarily advocating for that, but we need to come up with a permanent solution of some kind. Because sooner or later this gets out, or sooner or later he kills again, accident or not. Heck, for all we know, next time it's the Harpenter that he kills. Or we gotta come up with a permanent solution. We gotta find some way of curing the boy, if that's possible, or something, I don't know. We need to find us a witch of our own. We need to find us some kind of wizard can change him back.
I think like
We literally thought you was we literally quote 2 movies.
Hey, 3 movies.
Listen, we have
I
like
quote the
5
Grinch
jokes. 5 jokes. We can go in a circle.
Well, I mean, Professor is really keen on like having a conversation with him, but I'm gonna ask this as Professor. Have you tried giving him like anything, like hobbies or anything to do besides being locked up down there?
Most everything I give him he breaks, but I mean, he likes to draw or tries to. It's just finding a utensil.
What's he draw?
It's not really things so much as shapes.
Can I use like?
He's not.
Can I use
he's
my
not, like,
science
drawing
skill?
pentagrams
Can I roll
or-
like a science thing to try and build make like a pen for him?
Like an ink pen?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's just this
It'd be
like.
I don't know if it'd be weird. 'Cause you can use education. I'll give you your education.
My academics.
Academics. That's
Does
what.
this feller have any of his drawings? The Harper?
I think probably.
He's like, I have. They're all downstairs. With,
It's a 5.
5. You think you can put together something that you don't think it'd be like if this guy's strong enough to shoulder check through a locked like a deadbolted door, he could probably break this too, but it's sturdier than a pencil.
Hey, give me a couple days.
Do I stink?
Yes.
Anyone else?
Yes.
Everyone roll a notice. Besides Grimes, you're used to your smells.
Yeah.
You're too blind to notice much.
5. 4.
We're both stinky.
You got used to him too. Was it 5, 4,
5.
5? So, you guys do notice, like, when you see Grimes, like, Grimes kind of is letting off a bad smell.
I kind of assumed that rotten smell was him. Or him.
Grimes, you need a bath or something.
I
Jesus.
just took one like yesterday.
That is pretty recent for Grimes.
It is really Grimes.
Can
Grimes
I
actually takes baths all the time for dates, so.
Yeah, I do.
can I
I've just been
roll
stroking.
something to
Medicine.
understand maybe what it is?
Roll spirit.
Roll spirit. Yes, you do.
Oh yeah, look at that. Fiber.
You get, like a dark, familiar feeling coming off of Grimes. You, like, smell that and you're like, oh, it doesn't smell quite right. And you, like, look at Grimes and you get the feeling, looking at Grimes, you get the exact feeling you got back in Raskatoon when you opened that trunk and looked at your gun for the first time in many years.
Why, young man, something ain't right here. You feeling a little weird?
No.
I hit that with my foot.
I think so.
I mean, you
I don't
told
think
me
I don't think-
I
yeah, I
had
don't
a
think you
bath
can
the
move
I
other
mean, the shot still
day,
looks fine. Whatever.
and then you guys are telling me I stink, but
Can I like occult or research or an
It's the
academic?
Can I roll like a
Devil.
Can I roll a nose to kind of look? To
Look
see-
him over?
Yeah.
You letting the professor look you over?
I guess everyone's telling me I
He's
stink.
How in
he's got
depth
a
are you
doctor.
looking him over? What's look him over mean?
Like a kind of a surface level inspection, see if anything's discolored or
You getting him naked?
Get his shirt
only
off.
the
at least.
shirt off. I'm not going any lower.
Are you taking your shirt off, bro?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a notice.
Surprised Grimes doesn't have a shirt off already?
That's a 2.
A 2. Just so happens that someone else looking at him, just trying to. You don't have to roll much to notice that wound from where Jeffress shot him. Looks a little off. Looks a little infected with your academic knowledge, maybe. But it looks like a little. It's almost like very localized necrosis. Like it doesn't look like an infected wound that's a week or two old. It looks like rotten dead, but only right where that bullet is at, and it's letting off that stink.
Jeffress has some explaining to do. What the hell is up with? What the hell's on your bullets that it looks like he's about to lose an arm here? He's like decomposing.
My pa talked about wounds like this from the war. We should probably just shoot it.
We can shoot him and turn him in for the bounty. I don't say that.
Wait. Before you shoot me, I gotta write a letter to my mom.
and your
Sorry,
sweetie
Mama.
Belle back in
Check the garden.
He's also got to
You have
write
a
a
heart of
letter to
gold.
his sweetie back in Compliment City, who he
Who he calls my sweetie and just sends there with no address, hoping someone finds his sweetie because he doesn't know her name.
To my sweetie.
To the most beautiful girl in Saskatoon.
To the most beautiful girl I ever rocked with.
You got thicker than a snugger.
Stickers ain't been invented.
You're thicker than a cow.
I don't think that's a compliment these days.
I think.
I just say.
Did you just call my girlfriend a cow? I think you just called her a slut.
I say, bring up Betty Ann and like a regular piece.
Well, I can see that.
Need to dump some holy water on him?
Has an effect on.
Do we have any holy water?
Didn't somebody buy holy water before we left? I feel like so many.
I wouldn't have it because I would die.
I feel like so
It's dangerous for you to carry that stuff around.
I don't
Put
know.
rap poison
I
on
don't have
your
it
bullets or something?
Spiritual rock poison.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So if we were to remove the bullet, can we?
You guys, that's already been done.
Yeah.
Well, it's not sitting inside of there.
All I know,
They did that in the hospital.
all I know is it's gonna have an effect on people, including me. The one thing that ever made me clean is going under the water.
We have to baptize Grimes.
10 years today.
I'm already baptized.
Well, you gotta get baptized again, apparently.
I reckon you might want to go to the church. Man, I don't know. Maybe they can pray for you.
Get this pastor feller to baptize Grimes.
That'd be funny.
We should do it just because it's funny, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, and it wasn't the act of baptism. It was just.
It's
Well, we'll stop talking in circles.
And there's no way of knowing whether that's what did it or it's just getting away from the gun. I don't know.
But how does that help Grimes?
I don't know. I just reckon it maybe a pastor could do something.
Can we cut the necrotic flesh out?
Wait, we have all these curses. I'm gonna open
Oh, yeah, we
up
got
our curses to see if there's one that matches up.
You do find something about cursing weapons, so that if you find it's speaking in the terms of very old and from the term of Templar. It speaks about finding a blade that somebody has cursed with the power of the devil, and it does go over a ritual to purify that blade so that you take the evil out of it.
Let's try doing that to Grimes' wound.
Okay. It seems like a pretty. It's
also I should probably ask.
It's not a direct translation because it's about an item, but you could certainly do the same prayers and kind of procedure. Just do it on his wound.
Are we? We're not still in Harpentry, are we?
I mean, not necessarily the Japanese conversation.
Okay, we never.
This was later when we were. Yeah.
Okay.
This is post the.
So someone gonna try and do that sort of a ritual on it?
I'll try it.
You doing it?
Yeah.
Make me an occult.
I do have an occult.
I'm just sitting in the guest bedroom of your house or something.
Basically.
We're all just and your wife's like, "What the fuck are they doing in there?"
No. Professor Bogus is not in there because he believes this is all hogwash. You're just infected.
You're just having tea with a lovely lady.
You should have been an occultist.
I know, 15.
This comes weirdly natural. And you follow the thing, you're reading off the right verses, and there is a moment where in this, it talks about like scratching away the markings of the devil, and that you like have to kind of like you have to like think creatively, and you do have to kind of like not exactly like carve the skin out, but you do have to like kind of cut along the tissue and kind of carve away a little bit of like the scabbing of it. It's not very pleasant or comfortable, but afterwards, like you kind of you finish that, and you kind of feel like there's kind of like a little bit of tenderness there that kind of goes away. And it's not like an immediate change or anything like that you notice, but the smell seems to go off. Like there's a little bit less of that smell permeating the room afterwards.
Well, heck, that went well enough. Let's look at all of our curse removing options. Let's find some of the common threads between them, and let's put together our own curse breaking ritual and try it on the kid.
They like it.
Try and make an occult roll.
Can I also make an occult roll?
One of you can make the occult roll to try and package this together.
I have a D6.
I'm gonna flex.
I only have a D4. So,
Granted,
I have. Well, you've been rolling pretty hot, so.
Why
Go ahead.
Say it out loud.
You know. Look. She is a woman that you don't get to make that roll on. She is basically going to be like you kind of go in flexion. She's just like looks at you, just shakes her head and keeps walking. She's a married woman. She's an honest married woman.
Better.
But you do catch her eyes lingering for a
second. Or
second,
stick with 4.
She's impressed.
I think a 4.
You're pretty sure. She's just too honest to make a move on it.
Like,
but she's
you can't
impressed.
try and go
with your
for
physique.
explosion, but
I'm gonna do that to the professor.
But if
I just smack it.
Let's roll. Let's. Well, you can choose which one to do any spin of any. Can you spend multiple bennies on the same roll?
Sure.
Okay.
As long as you're not rolling it on snake eyes, I'll let you.
It has not been a snake eyes, so I am going to spend a second benny on this roll because I'll stick with the 4 if nothing else. 6 explodes.
That's what we need.
That's a total of 10.
10. You mash up the best ritual you think you could do to try and remove
This is
whatever
the best
this is.
ritual I have ever created.
That's right.
It's the only ritual you've
It is
ever
definitely
created.
the best ritual you've ever created.
All right.
And you guys are gonna go about trying to do that. How are you? Are you like going down in there with the boy?
I think so. I mean, we'll tell. I guess we'll tell the Harpenter what we're
Based
doing.
on our research, this is the best that we can try.
Okay. And he seems like, if you think it'll help my boy, or whatever you just please don't tell anybody about it.
If this works, you're going to be left in the awkward position of having to explain where your 8-year-old son came from.
I'm just gonna be standing to the side. I have the pen ready, and then like a sheet of paper. So in case it fails, it's like, here you go.
Draw. What? Now that we're down there, what drawings has he like? Are they fairly senseless? Or?
Me and the devil.
Yeah, I was about to say. Just like,
There's
is he
nothing
drawing
written on any of them.
He's
It
not
seems like
drawing a map to like.
It's like if you
site
put
or
all his drawings together, it's like a map.
Yeah.
It seems like the kind of drawings that like a 2 or 3-year-old would do, where they like just take the crayon and like go crazy. And there's some stuff that's like roughly the shape of like people, but not really. There's nothing like dark or nefarious about it. It looks like the drawings of a kid.
These aren't horror movie drawings.
These aren't horror movie drawings.
Okay.
These are like, oh, my boy's gonna be an artist someday. I'm gonna put it on the fridge drawings, but like that of like a 2-year-old.
I'll be like, Mommy, this is the Babadook. Here's my
Why can't you just be normal?
Unlocking and going down there, he again sees the strangers, and he seems to be kind of like recessing back and away from you guys, and seems a little scared and timid.
Can I roll a persuasion?
Who's going in first? What are you doing?
Oh, I'd like to try to roll a persuasion to calm him down, like be friendly.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna bring like a little piece of candy.
Okay.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. That's a 4.
4. He kind of he seems like scared, but as you dangle the candy in front of him, he's gonna kind of slowly extend a hand for it. Drop it, and he takes it. He puts it in his mouth, and he seems kind of happy with it, and he smiles and claps his hands really hard a couple of times.
Good.
And he sticks his hand out again.
1 second.
That's.
He doesn't understand.
Let's give this ritual a shot.
And he's kind of looking at you guys.
I'll hold up a piece of candy.
Do you have a second piece of? You got a piece of candy. I let you pretend to just have candy for 1 piece, but I don't think you have 2 pieces.
by candy.
Yeah. Grimes.
What?
Well, here. I have a trail ration you could probably give him.
It's not
That's
candy.
the same.
Here's
I know you
Here,
enjoyed
eat
that
it.
Laffy Taffy. Here's some dry bread.
I mean, it's
some
something.
very, very
Here, you
salty
want a
meat.
box of matches?
Here, you want half a quart of lantern oil?
Oh my god.
And nitroglycerin.
I'm gonna hand up $5 to Grimes. Let's go. Grimes, go get a box of candy from the general store. Fast.
Roll me another decision.
No, he's the worst person to deal with the kid at the
Uh,
general store.
Yeah, I already did it.
I wasn't there.
I already ran. I'm gonna go.
I wasn't there. 7.
7.
Grimes slaps $5
You're
down
able
the
to
counter,
keep
takes the
him,
whole
like, he
jar.
seems to, like, get a little, like, antsy and impatient, but you're able to, like, calm him down and keep him under control for long enough. Grimes, you bust in his door. What do ye want?
Where's your candy at?
Shelf over there.
Okay. I'm gonna go grab the candy, slap the $5, get the candy.
Okay.
I'm just gonna grab a lot of candy and I'm gonna run out.
All right, you grab a couple
He's
handfuls
like-
worth of candy.
I'm watching you without run out.
Turning Naruto right now.
Yeah.
He's like, $5 for like 80 cents worth of candy. Hell yeah! And you run back with a handful of candy.
Yeah.
I might overshot a little, but that's my fault.
That's fine. So you're able to get the candy back, and that seems to distract him well enough for you guys to attempt this ritual.
Here we go.
Am I making an occult roll?
So
or?
we're making a cult roll.
I have the highest occult in the party, don't
That is
I?
true. Do you have any bennies left?
1.
Okay.
Does anybody have that edge that lets you spend your bennies?
Unfortunately,
I call it Craig.
I am gonna spend it. So I'll have that 4, but I'm gonna spend
Could
it.
be better. Could be better.
it's good, but it could be better.
Oh, 6
6
explodes.
There
explodes.
you go. That's what you want to see.
Another total of 10.
Another total of 10.
Well, I mean, you wrote the damn ritual. You should be able to do it.
I know exactly what I'm doing. I wrote this.
You do this ritual, and like, you feel like this ritual is like there's energy in the room as you're doing this. Like whatever you've come up with seems like a legitimate like curse lifting ritual, and you kind of go through the motion of like whatever you've just come up with.
I'm making a
seems
spirit
decent.
roll as a fear check.
Okay.
I have +2 to it because of brave, but it's like I don't know what I'm doing. We'll try this. Oh my god, it's
yeah.
working. Something is happening. That's a 7.
Yeah, so like you keep your like you can tell that this is something that maybe in the future could work in like you've come up with a different ritual altogether that seems to be a curse lifting ritual.
Nice.
At the end of which the boy sits there and continues to eat candy.
Bad.
And you get this feeling kind of like sinking deep inside you that like this may have devilish origins, but this boy's got the blood of a monster inside of him. And it's not a curse that can be lifted. It's something that's flowing through his blood, and you don't think that there's a cure for it.
That's
You
bad
feel like
news.
this isn't a problem that you can disenchant.
We take the
This is
rest
a problem
of the...
that you have to decide how to end.
Do we take the rest of the candy away from it?
Absolutely not. You want to die?
I'm gonna take the candy and do a little trail to the forest.
Are you trying to take candy away from him?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm just suggesting what we do.
she's just.
And then he'll see like imaginary bunny pop around, and then like we should.
Do go ahead and
Council's
you
red,
should definitely mark down that
Council's
like you have a curse lifting ritual you can use.
Hell yeah.
Your very own curse lifting ritual.
Good job.
Now we
Very
gotta,
own curse.
we gotta shoot an 8-year-old boy now.
Ed's occult curse lifting ritual just doesn't really have. It's not like it's
got nothing
it's you know
besides.
Edmunda's not a name like Mordenkainen or
That's-
Tasha or
that's true.
something. It just doesn't have that
Same.
like oh yeah this is a powerful spell I want to take that will
It's at that point that, you know, Professor Bogus just kind of slowly walks down to see if it had worked.
You see a boy
Yeah.
eating candy. Why would it work? You know?
Yeah. It's like, man, it's just
Hogwash.
a bunch of hogwash anyway. But I keep that one to myself. I don't say it out loud.
Like it's one of those things where it's a sad situation. So you, as a good person, like this isn't gonna work. But God, you know, I wish fairy tales were real for the sake of this.
Can I roll a nose to see if he still has the little watch I threw to him?
I will make you roll it. You can see that it is like sitting on the on like a little counter nearby. Seems like he still has it down here and has it.
I'll walk over to where the watch is,
Mhm.
and I'll put the pen and some paper down, and just kind of put the watch on top of it.
Okay. You do notice him like get a little like frantic when you pick it up, but seeing you set it down, he seems to like calm back down again.
Well, it turns out I'm an occultist.
Good job.
I'm smart.
guys
Apart
want-
from that,
You guys want me to?
Grimes, go back to the hotel.
I mean, I should.
You think that we could take him somewhere? At least get him out of seclusion?
Unfortunately, I don't think the world is ready for this sort of thing.
I think it's
It would be best. It would be best for the Harpenter to take his things and leave this town. That's the best choice.
Good luck convincing him of that.
Yeah, that boy gonna kill him or somebody else. Just FYI.
Yeah.
I'll go back to my hotel room when you're ready for me to kill a child.
We're not having you kill a child, Grimes. Go on.
He is a damn monster, okay? He killed a little child.
Irrelevant.
I'm gonna strum him off to the hotel.
Okay.
I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I'm kind of with Grimes on this one.
This boy seems to be happily munching on candy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Curse you, introducing moral quandaries to
Yeah.
my
It's the
gothic horror tabletop.
Unless we could take him as a freaking pet, like, so we could watch him, because
My thought's just that you have to let sleeping dogs lie, because
He
But
only. It was an accident, and he was trying to help.
an accident.
He was trying to help.
Yeah, but sooner or later he's gonna either kill his dad or break out of here. Even if he doesn't hurt anybody the next time he breaks out of here, it's a miracle nobody saw him the first time. If he breaks out of here the next time, even if he doesn't hurt anybody, this town will kill him and his dad.
And he's locked up here. Imagine, what if his dad died?
Tragic carpentry accident. It's a valid point, but so I should just make a stupid joke.
And he's locked up in the basement.
Are you guys staying down in the basement area here, having this conversation?
Yeah.
No, we can probably have the conversation just about anything.
I'm just gonna.
Might as well leave this kid do his candy and his drawings.
I'm just gonna make the last minute comment before I walk away. I'm just gonna leave it to you guys to figure out. I'll make the comment to the dad, to Harper. Your best bet to not have an accident like this happen again, you're gonna have to leave town. That's your only option here. And I walk out. I don't even wait for a response.
Okay.
mic drop.
Yeah, it's not a cult. There's
You reckon
It's
the
just
werewolf natives take them?
Probably not.
No.
Plus they're in New Mexico.
I mean, get covered wagon. Really big one. Steal.
we could get a cover wagon.
You
We could
guys
steal
feel
a
bad
really big
for
cover
killing
wagon.
a child. I get it.
No, I don't want to do it.
He is a
but-
monster. He's a literal monster who doesn't
I mean,
know.
If
No.
we're stuck here, if we're, or at least you're stuck here, I guess we have no reason to stick around necessarily, apart from the fact that we're all monster hunting together, except for the professor. He doesn't know what he's hunting.
The truth.
The truth is out there, and he will find it. I mean, we can just stick around and be the response force in case this type of thing happens again in the near future. I'm just worried that it will.
See, my thought is that this happened from a lack of understanding on his part, right? Like, manslaughter aside, the accident happened because he couldn't understand his own circumstances, right? So the thought is, if he's actually incapable of understanding his circumstances, or he just hasn't had the opportunity to understand his circumstances.
So you want to teach him?
Basically.
But his dad said that he tried to teach him.
Well, but he's a harbinger.
Carpenters can barely.
I just mean, he's got a full-time
idiots.
job. He's not down there, doing school lessons with him or anything. So I'm going to say that I'm going to get the professor to help me try and, for lack of a better, like, educate him, and to try to like actually have some kind of like while we're resting here and waiting, to try to do like, all right, like learn your ABCs, learn how to maybe form some words, or how to write, or how to communicate, or, you know, heck, read the Bible. You know, maybe the nicer parts to start with.
So for the sake of that, you want to do like another week of downtime in this place, and then you two are going to spend your time trying to educate?
Yeah,
Sure.
What the rest of you guys like to do?
Yeah.
Every day they go there, I'm like, just let me know.
Grimes has read Of Mice and Men.
Who do you want me to kill? I don't do kids. But that rule is negotiable if the kid's a dick.
It's between this kid who's a literal monster and that kid down the fucking street.
Glared at the gym. I guess I'll continue my dive into
The occult.
The occult. I've met with some success. Let's see what I can do.
Ooh, witchy woman.
I'm making a character decision. I go to you.
You go to me.
Not say. Think you can perform that ritual that did on Grimes on setting in here?
Oh.
Give it a shot.
Go ahead and roll me an occult.
I have no bennies left.
I
So what happens happens. 6 explodes.
It was meant
I
to
provide.
It's another 10.
You're confident that if the ritual worked on him, that it probably would work on that gun, that it's like, that's what that ritual's designed to do, is to take a cursed weapon like that and uncurse it. It's something that's probably non-reversible, that if he does it, it's done. I'm not counting that roll as you doing it.
It's
You
the
think that
knowledge.
you have that knowledge, you think you could reproduce that ritual again on the gun.
How old Benny?
Do I need to roll
We
any...
can buy you another gun.
Well, it'll still work. It just won't work.
It won't have the cool effect.
Roll me a spirit real quick. Square.
Me?
Would I need to roll any academics like when teaching this kid?
Is he gonna go full?
But yeah, I'll have you guys roll stuff in a second.
Is he gonna go full Gollum on me with this thing? 8 explodes. Man's got spirit.
Yes, he did.
14 or 13.
18? 13. You like are holding this gun and you go to set it there, and like you see his hand just hover, holding this for a second, and you feel almost as if like a muddy pair of gloves is like wrapped around your fingers and holding your hand tight around it, and you have this like shake for a second, and you pry your hands open and the gun drops in front of you.
Damn.
You feel like
Literally.
the dirty grip of the devil didn't want you to let go of that gun just then. But you had enough strength and enough spirit to do so.
Reckon I'll have something to talk to Scratch about.
Did you almost just say you'll have something to talk about to Scotty?
Come down to Scotty.
So, are you doing the ritual? Doing the ritual
Yeah.
again?
I guess I am.
You don't have to roll it again. For the sake of that roll was you being able to reproduce the ritual. You're able to do so. And that's kind of you. There's these kind of strange runic things carved on it, and you have to kind of take some and scrape those off as part of this ritual and the readings and stuff you do. At the end of which, the gun sits inert in front of you, and there's no like poof of smoke or shooting of lightning, but you finish the ritual you did on
The
Grimes.
gun doesn't fire itself into the distance, and the devil goes.
It doesn't rise up and point in between your eyes and fire.
The gun doesn't rise and shoot Grimes from a
Yeah, Grimes is just walking by in the street. The gun picks him up the table, fires out the window.
But yeah, you do that ritual and
Yeah.
Well, I reckon here's one. The cursed revolver, sir.
you pick it up and
The runes
it
come
feels
back.
different. It feels different in that it doesn't feel like anything at all. Used to be every time you pick this gun up, an immediate weight sat on you. And picking it up now, it feels like picking up any old gun.
Well, I suppose I just holster
Okay?
Why'd you
and
get?
erase things.
It's quite the character decision.
Yeah.
That was quite a
I am an occult genius.
Your next
Those
one
you're trying
have
to
to put another
educate,
point into a cult. Like,
Give me a academics, and you give me a persuasion.
Man, gee, the question is...
can I use candy as a reward system? I guess that's part of
You
it.
are probably using it.
the question is, next level up,
5.
But
do I
Another
put a point into
Okay.
a cult?
Yeah. Yes.
Or do I buy into one of the power systems?
I'm pretty sure the professor can make you a gadget.
like doing magic.
Actual for real magic.
Ooh.
Professor, what is your toughness?
4.
4. So during this time, you're like feel like you're kind of like the candy seems to be keeping his attention, and you get like you're like trying to use drawings to kind of help teach and stuff like that. And there's a moment where like you're showing him something, and he seems like he's kind of like looking what he's drawing, and what you're writing with is that pin you made him. And you see him like you can kind of notice this because he's kind of looking down, and you notice him like glare over at the pin that he's holding and like reach over to grab it from him, but he doesn't like pull it out of his hand. He like his hand goes around the professor's hand and squeezes down with a gnarly crunching noise.
Ooh.
Would you like to try and soak these wounds?
Yes.
Yes, yes, please.
Go ahead and roll me a bit.
Squeezes his hand.
Wait,
he
can
dies.
I use a Benny on this? Like the
You do have to use a Benny to soak wounds.
Okay, so I'll mark that one down first. You said a bigger? Oh,
Yep.
fuck.
Roll me a vigor.
Alright.
He's an old man.
But yes, if you fail, you can use a Benny to remake the roll if you want to try.
I'll use one.
No. Okay.
Another one.
We the best news.
A 5.
5. So you're gonna be able to soak a wound. So you only take 1 wound, not 2. And you'll also take a critical injury, which is going to be the arm injury. And for you, it's going to be. Are you left or right-handed?
He's right-handed.
Your right arm is unusable until you get this injury fixed, as he breaks multiple bones in your hand and fingers.
Oof.
And it's like a crunch and break of your hand, and like he just like it makes you drop the pin, and he just like lets go and picks it up and like starts drawing with it again, seeming to like not even realize that he just broke your hand.
Can I roll a healing on him
Sure.
for first aid?
Like I said, a monster.
Ooh, 6 close.
Now this
10.
For the sake of this, I'm gonna say that you're able to get rid of the like wounds. The critical injury is still gonna be there. He's still gonna have a broken hand. I'll say that it'll heal over time, just because kind of the nature of this is more narrative than
I gotcha.
combat.
No, I gotcha. I was just trying to help.
You won't have like the -1 on rolls. You'll just have to make every week a vigor check to see if that you're able to get your hand back to working
Alright.
well.
Alright. Be like, there's quite a grip on him.
And it seems like he's just not
just
really
not-
able to retain what you're teaching him.
Dang.
Very sad.
Kind of have a different idea here that I want to try as a professor. Just he goes upstairs. He kind of holding his hand. He looks to Harper. All right, I give him a list of tools to give me. Do you have a watch or a clock by chance?
He's like, I got a stopwatch. Pocket watch.
Give it to me.
Gives it to you.
Put it on the table. Grab one of the hammers. Just like I smash it.
He's like, that's a family heirloom. What are you doing?
Hold on. There, youngin, come up here. Still holding my hand. Grab the tools. I'll grab the broken watch here. Come with me. We're gonna try something here.
All right.
So I grab the broken watch and we all go downstairs with the tools. And so I kind of I get him to look at me.
Okay.
So then I point at the watch on his table. Or on his counter. This one's broken. I slowly try to explain to him, this one's broken. See if you could, like, kind of...
Like trying to see if he'll fix it?
Like, if he will tinker with it. Something to keep him occupied. That's the idea the professor's trying to get at.
He plays with the parts but doesn't seem to be able to, like, put it together. It seems to get his attention and he like, messes with the little parts and pieces. It seems like he has a hard time picking them up because his hands are large and it's, like, hard to pick up these little
Great idea.
pieces.
Jeffress turns him into a vampire.
No.
And we single-handedly create the villain of the entire rest of it.
And I think
Yeah.
more because of time than anything else, we've already gone pretty long with this one.
I'll have to think on it.
I mean,
Sad situation. It seems like you're able to occupy him, but it's hard to teach him.
and that's really all the Professor's trying to do, because Professor is kind of getting, like, he knows he probably won't learn, but keep him
If only we
occupied.
had a Rubik's Cube.
That'd be something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to end this episode of Devils of the West.
Professor gets a fucking broken hand.
A broken hand, an uncursed gun,
I can't
and
take it.
The
a sad
heights, the
situation.
heights of comedy, the depths
The
of
depths of
tragedy.
tragedy, all experienced here at Downtown Activities. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.